Is it working?
Yes, let's go.
Okay,
Beautiful. Okay,
cool.
Reuben, let's go. I've been excited to this. Thank you for wanting to come on, man, and taking time out of your day. I appreciate that.
No problem at all, man. I'm a big fan of Sneaky Sloth.
Oh man, don't flatter
I,
me. Gonna make me blush.
I'll do anything for you.
My heart. Okay, so obviously I've got some questions for you.
Hmm.
We're gonna be doing a little bit of interviewing and having some good conversations. So I know that one of the things you'd want to talk about a little bit is you being a man of color, right? In a community like Mordhau, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I can imagine that's probably like a little weird sometimes, right?
Yeah. It is because of how childish the community is.
Mm,
And the community predominantly being people that are under the age of 18.
true.
So you just get a lot of edgy kids that just like to instantly pull the N-word out or just bring the race card into, say, arguments or
Yeah, true.
just like in general. Which, I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't really care about it.
Mm,
I just find it like, it depends. If it's directed towards me and it's used in like a hateful way,
yeah,
then obviously I'll kind of be a bit defensive about it. But if it's just
sure.
someone just randomly saying the N-word, I'm just like, oh, it's whatever. I'm not really that type of person to be like, he must be banned.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
must be
I mean,
muted.
I get that. Like a lot of people have like this edgy thing where it's like, oh, I'm gonna say the N word, kind of thing. But like,
Yeah.
and even though people don't mean harm by it, it's still kinda like there's a lot of other shit you can say instead. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So
for
it's
sure.
just like, to me, a little weird that it's like such a common thing to see in a game like Mordhau. I mean, I'd imagine that it happens in a lot of different games, right? But it's like there's no filter in Mordhau, so people say whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like it's just, don't you think that's how, like, I wouldn't really call it, like the gaming stigma's changed, whereas like before you just call people like the R word or like
The F word.
or just swear in general. But now it's like a default thing for someone to use the N word
Yeah,
as like
true.
an insult or a slur. It's a common thing now. Like people that I know in real life and obviously I'm friends with, they say it like it's just nothing. So I think it's just the way the gaming, I don't even call it a like insulting culture has changed to
Yeah.
like automatically just target someone's race. It's weird. It's weird. I find it weird.
Do you think that
But
maybe like some American culture has kind of helped with that as well? Like considering, rap, for example, right, has been like super getting more and more popular over the years and more and more mainstream, and they use like that term all the time. Do you think that might influence it in some degree? It being a word that you hear so often now everywhere. You hear it in TV, you hear it in music. So it's that kind of thing that I think people get so used to it that they think it doesn't really have any meaning anymore.
yeah, that's the thing. Because it's used so commonly now, and what it does, it desensitizes people to the actual meaning and like what's the word? Like the origins of the word. Like most people probably don't even know what calling someone the N-word really means. Like
No.
they just know it's a mean, bad word to call a black person. It will probably 50% of the time insult them if it is a black
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, because it's being used so predominant, like so much now in like music and just like day-to-day culture, it's kind of just lost its long-lasting sort of, I don't know, definition of being a word that people get sent to prison for using. Like, I think
Wait, do people get sent to jail for saying that?
there was
Like,
there was a show
wow.
in the UK actually. It was a couple. I forgot what it was. I think it's called Big Brother, and a woman said, I think a woman or a man said it on live. Obviously, this is live TV, so obviously they got a lot. Well,
Oh no.
they got a lot more heat. They got a lot more heat for it, but she said it on live TV, and then she got put in prison for like I think like 2 years.
Wow, what?
Yeah,
What
just
what
for saying the N-word.
what do you think about that? Do you think they should be able to be prosecuted over words?
Nah, I don't think so.
No, I don't
I
think
think
so either. I mean,
nah.
I generally feel like freedom of speech you should be allowed to say whatever you want as long as you're not like threatening someone or like trying to invoke harm towards someone, you know what I mean? However, you shouldn't be able to be put in jail or get fined by it, but you should on the other hand be, you know, facing the social consequences that comes by it, you know? Let's say I scream the N-word out in the street. If everyone I fucking know then thinks I'm a huge degenerate and don't want to talk to me anymore, you know, then fair enough. Like, you know, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've been called fucking cracker like fucking 100 times on Twitch as well. It's just like super fucking weird. Like, that's not something that is common, right? But it's not really, it doesn't really do, it you know, it's not really the same, I feel like, as being called the N-word if you're, you know, black, you know what I mean? It doesn't really have that same power to it.
Yeah.
There was one specific incident where some guy came in and talked Black Lives Matters with me and said, because I'm white, I shouldn't have an opinion about anything regarding you know, that kind of stuff, and I should have white guilt and all that kind of shit, which was a little weird to me, because obviously, like, white guilt is for me like a very, you know, it doesn't really make sense. For example, I'm from Denmark, right? We have nothing to do with slavery and that kind of shit at all. So it's like, what? I'm just sitting over here like, well, yo, man. And then he got so offended that I didn't agree with him that he called me cracker-ass motherfucker or some shit. And he just straight up left the stream and was like, man, god damn, bro, what the fuck? And I was like respectful towards him, right? Like, I don't mind arguing. Like, I'm not gonna call you call you all sorts of shit if I don't agree. But you know, it's kind of like. But you can definitely tell some people are very passionate about you know, the entire BLM shit as well, and like all that, especially over in America. Like, well, what's your what do you think about that entire thing with the Black Lives Matters protest and all that kind of stuff?
To say, well, it's easy for someone to say that they support the movement, but you can say you can support something, but what are you contributing to that support? Like, I can say I support the movement, like, I agree with it, but I haven't contributed anything towards the whole BLM movement. I haven't gone out on protests. I haven't reposted anything. Like, in my opinion, what's protesting gonna change? Like, centuries of like hate towards black people when we've been protesting for fucking hundreds of years, and there will always be the corrupt institutions, like the police force in America, that will always be corrupt because it's just because of its history, and it's the people at the top are all just there'll always be hate towards black people in America, like in the police force, because it's just being run and ruled by evidently like white people. So there's never gonna be any real, like, there's still people that are in the KKK.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
That are working in the police force. Like, a main hate organization in America is still able to like run sort of its members in like society, undercover in society, in normal society, like having them in the police force, in the government, in like I don't know where else, the army. They could be anywhere, but you wouldn't know. But like I'm saying, it's just all just corrupt, to be honest.
Salt has a good question for you. Do you feel like that's something that applies to the UK as well? Like, just like you know, constitutional hate, pretty much, where like the system is kind of working against you. Like in certain areas, for example, we have places in then, for example, Chicago in United States, right, where you know, housing is more expensive for black people and all this kind of stuff, and you know, poverty kind of drives people to desperation and that kind of stuff. Do you feel like that's a thing here in the UK in the same way that it is in America? Or to the same extent, at least.
Maybe not as bad, but there is still like evidence of it being shown here in the UK as well. Like maybe not as bad, but I'll give you an example. So I've only been driving now for like 2 years. I passed my test when I was 19, and I'm 22 now. And I live in like a fairly, I wouldn't say run down area, but I live in like a fairly nice area for where I am. And it's like usually I don't get much trouble around here, but while I've been stopped by the police, like just like not because I was speeding, not because I was doing anything like illegal. I would like just a random stop check. I've been stopped probably like 4 or 5 times by the police.
Dude, what?
Just yeah. I'm not joking you. Like it would just be random checks. I'd be like, oh, like we just come to make sure that like they'll just do random stop checks. Like I don't know whether it's just me being unlucky, or whether it's just because I'm like I've spoken to some of my cousins as well. I got quite a big family, and a lot of my cousins have been stopped because we all live in like sort of the same area. They've been stopped as well by police, just like doing random like stop checks and stuff. So it's like stuff like that makes you think, why I can't narrow it down just to my area.
I kind of understand what you mean. You must feel targeted to some extent by that, you know. Like for example, I've never been stopped by the police for anything ever, and I've like, you know. But then again, like I drive, you know, nice and square. You know, there's nothing, you know, weird like when I'm driving. But I don't think that's nearly as much a thing in. I mean, I know actually there's a thing in Denmark as well, but it's not towards black people. It's mainly immigrants if they have like big BMWs or Mercedes and stuff like that, because that's typically what the gangs are riding in here in Denmark. So in some areas, it's like for example, there was a shooting literally like 50 meters from where I live, and I live in a place that's pretty nice, right? Because it's like in a barber shop, and then someone got stabbed in a pizzeria, like literally 100 meters the opposite direction, which is like, you know, again, not something that is super common here, but it happens, right? And it's just, I don't know, man, it's kind of weird, you know, because like I can't relate to your situation at all, because I don't, you know, it's not something I live, so for me it's hard to think, like it's hard to relate to the fact that you might be targeted by your color. It seems so outlandish, you know, and old school, but that's like the reality of things, right? Is that it still goes on, and it's so mind numbing to think about.
Let me give you another example. So I've sort of had like I've sort of dealt with racism kind of like throughout my whole life. And in secondary school, like high school, whatever you guys want to call it, a guy was like making some sort of like racial slurry jokes about me, and I squared up to him, and then like we broke out into a fight, and I got provoked. He was being racist, but I got put in isolation. Like in UK schools, they have places where they put people in isolation for like X amount of days. You don't go to your normal lessons. You sit in this room in like a little like 2x2 room, and it's all like sectioned off. You don't speak to anyone the whole day. You're there from 9 a.m. when you get in till 3 p.m. And I got put in isolation for a whole week because I defended myself because this guy was racist to me. This same guy. The guy that was racist to me got put in isolation for the same amount of time that I was in there, but I got punished for defending myself. So do you think that that's? I know obviously aggression and fighting back isn't the thing to do, especially at schools. They hate it.
Yeah,
like, as soon as you get into a fight at school, they just immediately it's like either a detention or isolation. But in this case, it was like racism. and this was probably like 6-7 years ago, but I got the same punishment as the guy that was racist towards me, and I maybe punched him like a few times and like took him down to the ground. But it wasn't even anything like he came out bleeding or anything like that. It was just like a scrap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And my parents were fuming. They took it to like the local sort of the governing body of my school, and the school had to eventually, they took me out of isolation because they were like, look, this is wrong. Like, he shouldn't have been put in isolation for the same amount as this guy just for like sticking up and defending himself when he's been
100%.
racially attacked. But it's like the school should have known that. Like, they shouldn't have been like, oh, put this guy in isolation for a week, the same punishment as this guy just for. I think that's a bit like.
Yeah, that's
schools
weird.
schools need to be a bit more like, because not many black people like will stand up for themselves. They'll just take it, especially when it's like in more common areas. Like, I was the only black person. Well, actually no, my cousin went to the same school as me, so there's probably like three or four black people in my school. It was a whole white school.
Oh wow.
So it was like I had myself, my cousin who's the same age as me in the same year, to sort of stick up, and then there was like two other black kids that were like younger than me, but I didn't know them. But I only had me and my cousin to basically stick up for each other if anyone ever did like come at us racially or anything like that. So it's just like you kind of left defending, like fending for yourself and hoping that the school obviously take the required action to help you as well. But in that case, the school just said, look, you're going in isolation and you're getting the same punishment this guy for defending yourself, which it was just madness. I can't believe that actually happened, but still. Obviously,
that is
I got
weird.
the justice I deserved. And the guy that was racist, I think he got expelled for like 2 weeks on top of his isolation as well. So, but yeah, that's just another example.
I mean, in my school, there was pretty much, like the school I went to, there was pretty much no. I don't think there was actually any black people at all, but there was a lot of scraps as well, because the teachers in my school were really bad at, like, you know, dealing with conflicts. You know, so again, schools crack down on violence super hard, but you know, like, I've been into a couple of fights in my school as well. Like, someone called my mom a fucking whore or some shit like that, and I fucking headbutted him. And I fucking almost got thrown out. But, you know, it's fucking worth it. But, you know, like, that's the thing. Like, as soon as... It feels bad, because you're obviously an easy target then, if you're, like, you know, the sole, you know, black person in your class, and everyone, if, like, it's so easy for them to, like, gang up on you, like, on that regard. And it's just, that kind of shit is just so lame, honestly, you know. And kids are fucking assholes, like they always have been. It's shit like that goes on so many places. I feel like that even though violence should never be the answer, like sometimes there are situations where the only thing you can really do is stick up for yourself, you know. And it's honestly better, in my opinion, and this is controversial, to square up and throw hands sometime, to like gain some respect back from people trying to discredit you, than it is to just fucking bend over and take it, because then you become like the real victim if you allow them to make you the victim. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. I mean, this guy was like racially abusing me in front of a group of people, so I had everyone around watching me. This guy throwing racial insults, and I had two options. I either don't do anything and let this guy just completely mug me off while I could hear people laughing in the background and like obviously egging him on to like say more and stuff like that, I can like bang this guy and make everyone else think, okay, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to say that to Reuben or mess with him or whatever. Like, I was like, okay, I'm not even going to be a bitch here, or I need to stand up for myself. I just took the stand up for myself option, and that's the only time. That's the only other time that I've encountered racial abuse in like my schooling period, which was 5 years. It was that one time, and after that, I didn't experience it ever again. Which I think was only because I stood up for myself.
Yeah, 100%. Like, if you allow people to do it, more people are gonna jump on the train because they know that, you know, you're not gonna, you know, stop them from doing it. And I don't think that you should have been punished at all for that. Honestly, I think that some swings are justified, to be honest. And I mean, to be fair, like, how often is it that kids in school get like badly hurt from a fight? It's very, very rarely,
Nah.
right? Like, it's good for kids to get an ass whooping sometimes so they can learn, you know, proper respect, you know, because like my brother was a little prick as well. My little brother was like had a super like, you know, bad mouth. I've always had like a temper, and I always you know, had a big mouth as well. But like, if I had to, I'd square up as well, you know. It was not just all talk, and I think that. So like a lot of people didn't like me because I was like a a big mouth, and I think the only reason that people stopped trying to fuck with me and annoy me, not people from my class, like I've never been bullied or any shit like that really, but you know, it was just like start swinging, and that literally actually helps more than it does you bad. Obviously you're gonna get in trouble and shit, but like, unless you fucking snap someone's arm or fucking choke them out or something that's like hyper aggressive, you're just gonna get home with a warning for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so...
sorry, carry on.
No, you go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say something about the sort of racial profiling on the topic of that again. I think I read something the other day, and it was like job interview, like race job interview success rates, and I thought this was very interesting. So say if say I went for a job, and the same person that went for the job was say an Asian went for a job, a white person went for a job, and what else was it? White, Asian, black, and I think they put Polish in the statistic as well. So if all those 4 people went for the same job, the first person that they would consider for the job is an Asian, like Indian. The second person they consider is a white man. Third person they consider is the Polish person. The last person on that statistic was a black person getting the job.
Is that like a what do you call that? Is that like some what do you call those? Is it something that is like studied?
It was it was like one of those I don't know how they test those things, but it was like one of those like they took like a
kind of thing.
Yeah, statistics kind of thing. But yeah, because it's interesting, because if you when I've gone for a job, well, I'm in employment at the moment, and I work for an IT firm, and our development team is, I'm not like trying to suggest anything, but it's all Indians. They're only Indians that work in my development team, which is funny because the development manager is Indian. Now I don't know whether, but I think it's a very cultured thing that Indians look out for Indians.
Oh so yeah, 100%. It's always like that with communities, you know.
Yeah. So I because I work in the IT part of my company, I see like all the people that join and stuff like that, and it's like anyone that comes into development team, they're only Indian. I think we very rarely ever get like an English person or whatever joining the team, but it's like stuff like that. It's like, I don't know. Obviously they're helping each other out, because I think Indians they're such like a tight knit kind of like community, and they always just like sort of look out for each other almost. But it's like, I think stuff like that is kind of crazy that's still kind of like it'd probably be the same thing. I don't know if it would be exact same thing if it was any other sort of sort of race or whatever, but I find that funny when it comes to like job recruitment.
I mean, I've heard about a study in where they tested this specific thing, actually, both with housing, like getting housing loans and like pricing on apartments and houses and stuff like that in Canada, with like people that are, for example, native Canadians, which are like, you know, I don't know, how the fuck would you say that? You know what I mean? Like, you would call them Indians, I guess, but like, you know, American Indians, you know.
Yeah, I know the ones you're on about.
Yeah, for example, that they had to pay like $100 more for like you know, to get in like deposit for the apartments, the exact same apartment, where two people in the same day, one white dude and one native dude coming in the exact same spots, and they tested that in like 10 different places, and there was like 8 out of 10 times the case that the white Canadian had an advantage in pricing or like in the lists by getting like written up for an interview. Or like, for example, there was one place where it was this old lady. She was like, yeah, we are hiring, and she was like giving him like an application to fill out, and then to the native guy it was like, yeah, no, we don't need anyone right now. Just like, bruh, what the fuck. That kind of shit is super weird to me. Oh, hi Ripple, what's up, dude? But yeah, so like, it's not uncommon. It happens all over. I actually have a question. Have you ever been like directly targeted with racism on Twitch as a streamer? Is there something that people have been poking you with?
Yeah. I mean, I've had people come into my chat and like make like racial slurs and like say the N-word and say, "Oh, it's a black man. Look, da 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 da." I've had that, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's only because I've been playing Mordau. And it's just it's just a common thing in Mordau that people just jump straight to the N-word.
I mean, that happens to me too, and I'm white, so I think you're right with that. Mordau would just fucking cursed with that. Like, I think I've probably banned like 30, 40 people in the time I've been playing Mordau from people like doing some taking some liberties with the N-word, or like writing it in a different way, with like with 9s instead of G's and that kind of shit. But like, it happens a lot, and I'd imagine it's probably even worse for you because it probably hits close to home in another way that it would do to me.
Yeah. But like I said earlier, it all just comes down to the context it's being used in. Like, and obviously being online, like if someone was saying it to me in person, it'd have way more of an effect than it does to me. Like, literally online, someone could call me the worst things under the sun, and I literally wouldn't care.
Yeah, that's true.
I just look at it and laugh most of the time.
Yeah.
Like everyone that knows me like closely, like Petra, Slaskin, and Scripts and all that, they know that I don't give a shit about those words really online. And if you're my friend, you can just say whatever the fuck you want. Like, I literally don't care.
Yeah.
But like, if it's just some random dude or whatever that just running his mouth and saying, "Oh, N-word this, N-word that," I hate them, da da da, then I'll be like, okay, you just like maybe chill out. Or if it's someone in real life, then it's a completely different game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Then it's a confrontation.
Yeah, exactly. But like I say, the whole, everyone knows that anyone can be a keyboard warrior online. No one's gonna come to anyone's house. No one's gonna. All someone can do is just dox you online, really. Like dox you, DDoS you, and that's pretty much it. That's all you're facing online. If you upset someone, it's probably getting doxed and DDoSed. That's pretty much.
That's true.
What that average person can probably do to another person online. But that's why people aren't scared when they're online, because they know that they have nothing to lose.
There's no consequences.
No, exactly. And especially in community, like in games, like Mordau specifically, like there's no repercussions if people just run around saying the N-word, unless there's admins on the server that can proactively monitor it. But even so, like it's just become so common and just so like you just get muted. Like, you don't get kicked, you don't get banned, you just get muted. So it's like,
that's true.
People can just run around saying it and they're just like, oh, what's the worst that's going to happen to me? I'm just going to get a mute. Don't matter.
True.
I'll just carry on running around FFAing. I'll just be just as annoying as if I was spamming the N-word in chat.
True.
But it's like, I don't know, if the devs truly cared, they could, like, I don't know, punish people that spam racial and racist slurs. It wouldn't be hard to implement. Just whenever the N-word's being used, that account gets kicked from the server instantly. Like, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't take long to fix something like that up. But like I say, some games, like League of Legends, for example, you type the N-word in League of Legends, someone reports you, you're banned instantly. Instantly.
Banned. Yeah, true.
Your account is gone.
It's like saying kill yourself in League. It's like KIS, it's just like account gone. Like, it's just instant yeeting. Yeah, true.
Like, some games already do that. So what if the Mordau devs are like, there's nothing we can do, our community is already just toxic enough. We can't do anything, but they can. Just look at every other game that's got like toxicity, racial prevention, whatever you want to call it. Every game has it pretty much. Every mainstream game has it.
Yeah, but I think the problem with implementing that is you need an algorithm to build that up, so it don't like falsely ban people and stuff like that. Let's say, for example, that you're telling me that someone called you the N-word and you then use the word, for example, right? That could get you banned as well. So it kind of takes time to do that kind of stuff. Like League has so much data, there's so many players that it has like a pretty decent algorithm at this point. I think they could implement it, but it's gonna cost them like a good amount of money, and it's also gonna take like probably a solid year or so to build it up.
Mm.
But yeah, like it is an option.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's moving on to like another point why Mordhau can never really be a successful competitive game, because if you look at all the competitive scenes of every other game, like will you be able to identify people in these top teams that go around saying the N-word in chats? No, you wouldn't be able to name one person, I guarantee you.
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
Maybe they got caught or leaked saying it maybe one time in their however many years they've been playing that game.
They're gonna get dropped though if that shit will blow up on Twitter and they're getting dropped within like a day, 100%. That has been happening. I do actually think though, on the other hand, that if there was a comp scene and there was esports, that people would actually be more respectful and have and think about what they're saying, because there's actually something to lose. You know what I mean? Like the current state of the game, there's literally nothing to lose. There's no comp scene. There's no money to be made off of it. There's no fucking nothing, right? So people like don't feel like they have anything to lose, so they're just gonna run rampant. Let's say if you were actually on a team and you got monthly pay and you had tournament prizes and let's say sponsors and that kind of shit, right? For like a team, people would not be saying that shit, because they don't want to lose the opportunity. So like there's probably a lot of those pro players that might think it or might have that opinion, but they're never ever gonna share it, like not publicly at least, because that will instantly get them dropped. And there's
exactly
fucking hundreds of people ready to take your spot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Mordhau, not so much, small game, right? But like in League, for example, there's a ton of talent players and academy players and all that kind of shit. So yeah, it's just it's fucked.
Like in order for, I think, like comp play to be very successful, there needs to be like many factors need to be weighed in, like professionalism, like sponsors, and there's so many things that need to be done right and be implemented for a game to have a successful comp scene. And Mordhau is lacking 90% of those factors. So that's why Mordhau will never have a successful comp scene, and the game will eventually just fizzle out. People will stop being able to find pugs. I mean, pugs will always probably be able to happen, but I mean, like clan versus clan.
Yeah.
You can probably Despotitos will probably go on till the game probably dies. Everyone will be on Despa, but I mean, actual organized events and organized clan v clans, clans will soon probably die out at some point.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that many like high tier clans either. It's mainly newcomers clans that comes in. And again, I feel bad for the comp community, like genuinely, because I feel like they got robbed such a huge opportunity with Mordhau, because there are some like proper talent players, like there's obviously people like Poets, but there's also people like Giro, Bruno, like there's a lot like Oni, like there's a lot of really stinky. There's a lot of like really high tier players, and also old comp players that left the game, right? That could have made esports, off of this. And honestly, let's be real. If it's set up, like if it came to the point where you could set up like small tournaments with LANs and it would get some traction, it would also boost the game's spike in interest. Because as soon as there is an esport to follow, there's also something to grind towards, Like for a lot of players, there's people that are naturally good at games, right? And there's probably very few people that even know of Mordhau, because its marketing was complete dog shit. No one knows about it. Like legitimately, no one fucking knows about this game. It's
No,
shameful.
no.
Have you heard about the Red Bull thing?
The Red Bull thing.
Yeah, so pretty much I was with the podcast with Giro. He said that Red Bull made a post, their official Red Bull on Twitter, tagged Mordhau, like the game, like the official Mordhau Twitter, and said esports win, and they just ghosted them, like shit like that. They could literally have gotten, they could literally have gotten sponsored. Like there's so much you could do. They could sponsor a small tournament. They could get like Red Bull icon in like for chest pieces and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like those the banners you can get on, all this kind of shit. Like
Yeah.
you could, like on Despot for example, you could have Red Bull banners in there, and you could do like a small tournament, see how it goes, and then maybe develop on that, have other brands jump in. But that never really got to anything because they literally didn't answer them. They just ignored it.
Yeah.
Missed
I mean,
opportunity.
The thing is, Mordhau is such a niche and different game. It would have like the only way that this game would ever be able to have like a competitive scene is if it had the sort of like, what's the word? Like I'm trying to think of like marketing push. Like it needed like big names, big streamers to like promote it, and like for them to be able, like for them to get good at some point, and like push the competitive like some backing. Yeah. What Salt said. It needed some sort. It needed more backing from maybe like the devs. Like like when Shroud was playing this game on like release and Summit, the game was like on release was so popular.
Yep.
I mean, it was ridiculous how popular. I mean, I've been playing since release, so I've seen the game from its highs to its lows.
Yeah,
and it's
same.
like, if the devs like took all of the money they made off of release and like reinvested it back into the game, or I don't know how much they ended up reinvesting back into the game, but to me it feels like they probably didn't reinvest too much.
No, it took like 3 months for them to get the first pass out after release. Like that, at that point people already lost interest, you know what I mean? Like you gotta fucking fund the game. You got like when you have successful games, and there were big streamers promoting it, fucking like maybe pay some of them to promote it a bit, you know, or maybe like start to invest in marketing for it. You know, like you gotta do something to keep the ball rolling when you already have the momentum, and they did the opposite. You know what? Like, you have to market the game well before it releases, to have, you know, to build hype, and they didn't really do any marketing.
No,
it was only people from the already niche communities, like Shiv, for example, that knew about it. If had they just marketed it more. To more casual players, maybe they would become, you know, I started as a casual player. I become super invested in it. I think that would have been the case for, like, definitely more people, right? Like, the game is now dying out slowly. Sure, like, there's a lot of players to play casually, but, like, you see the same fucking 30 people, like, on dual servers every fucking day, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same fucking... Like, there's, like, probably 60 players that you see, like, all the fucking time, and then there's someone new in the server, like, once in a while, but, like, it's always the same people.
Yeah. But, like, touching onto, like, the whole release thing, like, Mordhau sold, what, like 1 million copies on release? Like, the developers of this game basically won the lottery. Like, they probably put, I don't know how much budget they had to...
300,000 or something like that.
300,000, okay.
Yeah,
so 300,000, like a game which cost them £300,000, they sell 1 million copies on release. What's that, like?
That's 30 million, if it wasn't on sale.
Yeah. So what, it had like a £30 release value on Steam. It was like 30 quid. So 1 million copies, 30 million. But obviously they probably have like... I don't know how much they have to pay to, obviously they got fucking stuff that need to pay off and people's salaries and stuff, so it's not all like, it's not all profit, but still 30 million, that's ridiculous.
That's a fucking good amount for a small niche game like this, for sure.
Like they could have easily have taken like a couple of million and pushed that into like marketing, into getting streamers on board, like sponsoring streamers to like promote the game, Like literally, they could just ask Shroud to do like a sponsored stream, and the game would instantly just get coverage like that. Like it feels like I feel like game developers now are realizing how big social media is for a game to be successful. Like
super important.
Look at H1Z1 for example. When Doctor Disrespect used to stream that game, when Tyler One used to stream it, that game that game stayed popular because it had every single big streamer playing and streaming that game. The game was buggy. The game was shit. The game was in probably its worst state when it's at its best. But it had every single streamer playing it, and the developers knew that, and they even got on board with the streamers.
Oh yeah,
and they pushed the whole market. Yeah, they capitalized on it. But like I said, it's too late for that now for Mordau. But I feel like they just they had the opportunity to make this game great from the start, and it was great from the start, and then they just couldn't. It felt maybe that's just the inexperience. Maybe that's just their inexperience of I don't know how long these guys have been developing for, or how many other like not big titles, but like successful games they've worked on. But maybe they will use Mordau as like a learning curve, and just think, okay, our next game we need to push for like the whole sort of marketing side of things, because it's like I think marketing is just such a big thing now. If in any sort of like company or game or whatever, marketing is so important. But yeah, Mordau is just destined to die because there's just no coverage.
Yeah, I mean,
if you say to anyone what's Mordau, they're like, what? Never heard of it.
Yeah, true. It's not a casual game. Like, it's not a mainstream game. And I think if they've given out some fucking free keys, like, give the game for free to influencers and streamers and you know, that kind of shit, and like make it known that it exists. Have a fucking active YouTube channel showing off some highlights, maybe some stream highlights and some shit like that, or maybe fucking host some streamers, you know, like do something to kind of promote it. Like, how many fucking viewers was it that the Mordhau official stream they had, like 8,000 or some shit? Why not do why not fucking host some streamers like a couple of times a week and like switch in between some, or promote their tournament, saying, hey, there's this tournament upcoming here, go show some love for that, or you know, that kind of shit.
They don't give a shit, man.
They don't give a shit. Like the fact that Jax says yes to coming on and then forgetting and then hitting me up like 5 days later as the community manager just literally made a lot of people fucking hate Jax. There was like 70 people waiting for him. And now he's coming in on the 16th. But again, I'm kind of scared this is going to end up the second time. I mean, if that's the case, that people lost all their respect for him. And he's actually one of the few liked, like well-known and liked, you know, people on the... He's not a dev, but he is like on the team, right?
Yeah. A lot of people like him.
Yeah, because he's nice.
He's got good standing with the community. Yeah. He's got good standing.
And he lost some of that good standing by kind of standing me up when it was so heavily promoted. Like, I fucking let anyone know. Like, I fucking put it on Facebook, Twitter, fucking YouTube, all this kind of shit. I put it everywhere I could. And in so many Discords, like, I promoted it in every stream for like a month or some shit. And a lot of people, like 70, 80 people, I think I peaked at like 90 viewers, and he just didn't come. And I waited for like 3 hours.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's unlucky. Yeah, 90 people, all being like, community manager, by the way, what the fuck? And, you know, that's, you know, that kind of shows, you know, that one guy with good standing kind of doing that just makes the entire dev team look like dog shit, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough if he had like a legitimate reason why he couldn't come along, like maybe something IRL happened, or if he genuinely just forgot due to just lack of organization and like diligence, and that's bad on his part, to be honest. So if that is the case, then that's just a bit embarrassing, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't home, he said, and he said he completely forgot about it and stuff like that, and which is fine, you know, it's fair, but like, at least, like, if he knew he wasn't going to be able to make it, at least like DM me or some shit like a day in advance or something. So like, luckily Giroud came on the day after and pretty much saved my weekend, because I was so fucking bummed out, man. I had like fucking 20 questions, still have them written down. I was super ready for it and been looking forward to it a lot. Because I think that Giro literally came in clutch and like saved my weekend like big time because I was super bummed out. You know, like this might be like a small thing, the podcast, but it's something that I'm actually trying to make a thing. You know, I really want to like expand that in the future.
Yeah.
So it sucks when someone anticipated, like the most two anticipated guests was Giro, Stouty, and then obviously Jax, right? Because they're like big names that everyone know in the scene. And then fucking they didn't show. Like Giro came in talking a lot about Ad Mortem and fucking, you know, had a lot of to say and share pretty much about like how they did, like how they work and like the team and stuff like that without giving away too much. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I have like almost 600 views on my YouTube video and I have like 80 subscribers. So like it's not a lot, right? But for me that's a lot, you know? So people like to this day I get comments like every second day about it.
Yeah.
I mean, Red Blue, when are you coming on, man? Don't fear. Fucking fear. I'm calling you out right now. No fear.
No fear.
Yeah, true. But yeah, okay. Let's get back into it. What would make Mordhau better for you, actually? Like, what would make it more enjoyable for you? It's a tricky one, eh?
sorry, Red Blue made me laugh. What would make it more enjoyable for me? I think some certain aspects of like the game's mechanics need to be changed in order for it to be more enjoyable for me. I feel like like Runhow got nerfed, but it's indirectly been buffed because you see a lot more people, instead of running away, they're realizing that lean back chambering is way more effective than just running away. Like someone can crouch, lean back, and chamber. So that's like three forms of defense you got there. You got the lean back, which will punish anyone that like will just do like a fat drag, or they'll over excel you and they will miss. And then you got the crouch, which punishes people that go for headshots, and you've got the chamber, which will just if either of those two fail, you have the chamber. So it's like you got three forms of defense right there, and it's just like, and you could train a monkey to do that. True. And there's no skill involved in me just pressing crouch, chamber, and flinging my mouse halfway across my room, and you can just dodge like literally every single attack. Like there's no skill in that whatsoever, and that's literally being abused by every single player in the game right now. And I don't think it was ever intended for that purpose. Like obviously the hitboxes are like, I don't know whether it's scuffed hitboxes.
It's inconsistent sometimes.
Yeah, and it's just it needs to be addressed in a way so that maybe punishing crouching. I think maybe punishing crouching, like every time someone crouches, it's like -5 stam, -10 stam. I think crouching in itself is like, it shouldn't be used that much in duels. Like the amount of people that I see now that actually incorporate crouching in their swing manip, in their playstyles is incredible. I don't think crouching was ever intended to be spammed mid duel. I don't think so at all.
I do think that like crouching it's okay if you don't spam it. Like let's say that you can tell someone is fucking comboing for you, and you're winning on stam, or you're even on stam, and you then duck under like a clear headshot, right? You know that. Yeah. You know, like if you use it sparingly when you have to, you know, win a stam. But like there's some people that literally do nothing but lean back feint you and shit like that, which fucking does my head in. Or people that are just like, I'm just gonna turn around real quick. It's like, I'm fucking out of here. What the fuck you gonna do about it? You can't. And it's so easy to fuck with people like that. You can literally almost do it into any weapon if you have the right spacing, you know? And it's so fucking annoying because you can just turn around and bang them out when they haven't like lost 30-40 stam. And you either are forced to chase it or do a full reset, and then because you swung once, they're getting it first, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, like you said, if they were using it in a sparing way, or in a way that they knew that someone's swing was gonna miss them if they crouched,
Mm-hmm.
and they should be rewarded for it, then that's fair enough. But people are
Yeah.
just spamming it and
Mm-hmm.
they're not getting punished for it. Like that's why I think 5 or 10 stam should be taken away from someone every time they press crouch, because then they'll think, okay, are they just going like you can tell by the person's animation if they're going for a headshot, because they'll just look up in the sky and they'll just be coming at you doing like a horizontal. Then you're just instinctively just gonna crouch.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you shouldn't have that mindset to just crouch every single time someone's like inputting a swing at you.
Yeah, but
You know
it won't work into good players like multiple times in a row, because people are just gonna adjust. You know what I mean? Like I usually swing, like if I'm not going for a headshot, I'll usually swing right about like right over the deck, because it makes you unable to jump it, and it makes it a headshot if they crouch. So if you notice the pattern of people spam crouching, you can fuck them up.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, thank you, Bear, for the raid, man. I appreciate that. Bear the homie. We take these.
See, Bear will agree with me that crouching needs a stam negation.
Yeah, they should do it like they do it in Counter-Strike, where it gets slower if you spam it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There should be like maybe like a turn cap thing, or movement impairment, like slows people down by like 10% or whatever. Like I don't know. There should be something that punishes people for crouching.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like fucking knights in real life with fucking squatting all the time. Like, fucking their ass would not be...
heavy armor.
Yeah, if you're fucking doing that all the time, your ass would not be able to fit in the armor anymore, man. You're just getting dummy thick over time. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's kinda cursed for that. Oh, give me 2 seconds real quick.
Oh yeah, everyone, it's Petra's birthday today, so...
Oh, really?
If you have some alcohol, let's all take a shot for Petra's birthday. Happy birthday, Petra.
I'll crack a beer, because I'm not gonna take out the whiskey. Fuck me.
We'll have a shot.
I'll do a Danish quality beer for her.
Ask Reuben what emotions he feels when he sees this video. What video is that?
What's this then?
There's just some girl wearing some Jordans. My guy friend's shoes. Well, he was good.
I don't get the obsession with Jordans. I really don't. They're not even that nice looking, honestly. I can understand if you're like fucking sporty type, but it's just like, hey, come on, man.
She's literally just ruining his pair of Jordans. She has no idea what she's doing.
True.
She's just creased them up.
Yeah, true.
Of course I'm looking at chat. I got Sneaky Sloth's stream open on one tab, and then I've got Discord in the other, and got Pornhub on the right hand screen. So I'm gaming right now.
You're gaming real hard. But yeah, happy birthday, Petra. I hope you had a good day.
Yes.
Much love from all the Sims.
Oh, can't say the S word. That's delete the VOD.
No, you can't say the S word. If you don't harass people with it, it's not against the terms of service. I did extensive research on it just so I can call people Sims. It's all good. We gotta be doing that, you know. Oh, thank you, Galaxy Kid, for the sub, man. I appreciate that, bro. Cheers, man. Okay, back to the good old Mordhau filth that we hate and love.
Yes.
What's your opinion on the Mordhau community as a whole, both on Twitch and in game?
You know what? 70% of the people that I meet in Mordhau are genuinely nice people. Like, I usually either just become friends, like obviously being a streamer as well, I either become friends with them, or I just get on with people. Like I'm not really like a confrontational guy. Like I wouldn't say I'm just like egotistical or anything. Like I'd say I'm just average. Like
You're chill homie.
Yeah, I'm just chill really. Like unless someone pisses me off or plays like a fucking freak, then I won't have a problem with you.
You mean
most
like
of the time.
you do when you play the Polax underhand fucking Ooga Booga spam? Fuck
No, that's
me, man.
Bear.
That shit is a
Bear's
tilter.
Poleaxe is fucking gives me Ebola every time he plays it, man.
Oh yeah.
Bear's got the worst Poleaxe animations I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life.
Oh, dude, you should see his Bardies as well. His fucking waterfall excels just fucking like retarded. It's that shit fucks me up so
Yeah.
bad.
It's disgusting.
But I mean,
Yeah, no.
if you can pull them off, right? I guess fair game.
Yeah, true.
I generally
Yeah, no.
think that the Twitch community for Mordhau is really, really good. Like, everyone supports each other, rates each other. Like, there's, like, a lot of the viewers kind of multi-watch streams, you know what I mean? They go from one stream to another a lot of the time, showing love into a lot of different channels. Like, I don't think I would have the growth that I have here on Twitch had it not been for other people, you know, rating me and supporting me. Because like I streamed Moda for a year with like 5-7 viewers, and now I'm around like 34 average or something like that. Just since December, like in December, January. So I'm like you know, 5-doubled my my viewers in a short amount of time, and I think the fact that you have so many good like people that really support each other. Like if someone from the community starts streaming, everyone is like, we gotta fucking make this guy, you know, we gotta support him. He gets tons of rates. For example, Drunken Jesus, when he just came out, right? Everyone rating him, everyone showing love, and it's nice to see that the community in Morehouse is super tight, you know.
It's just a shame though that I mean, there's no real end reward for streaming Mordhau.
True.
Because people are only gonna watch you for playing. People are only gonna watch you when you play Mordhau. That's what I've encountered, is that even though I get loads of viewers when I play Mordhau, it's like I don't really feel that accomplished by it, because there's like maybe 4 or 5 people that stream Mordhau that are like not VTubers, not freaks, are actually entertaining to watch, and they're the people that've got all the viewers anyway. So it's probably like you, Stouty, Giru, Red Blue, Flame. That's already more than 5, but there's maybe like 10 streamers, Petra, me, but it's just those 10. It's like those 10 people. It's like, and we're like you say, we all share, like we all have the same viewers pretty much. But that like when it comes down to Twitch, our channels will never really be able to grow.
No.
Because we're just hitting the same target audience every single stream, and it's like that's why I never really feel like, even though it's nice to have like loads of people watching me when I play Mordhau, it's like, 1, I don't really want to be playing Mordhau. 2, they're only watching me because maybe I'm entertaining to watch, but maybe just because I'm raging, or it's just because they want to watch because it's Mordhau. But it's like we'll never really be able to take our community with us to another game, because everyone just for some reason likes to watch Mordhau. I've never understood that. Everyone that plays Mordhau agrees that the game's trash. It's not entertaining, but they love watching it on Twitch. That's the thing that like scrambles my head, is that everyone thinks that Mordhau is such a bad game, but they love watching it.
I think though, with that, like, that applies to all communities. Like, for example, when if you play only League, right, and you then play something like Hearthstone or some shit, you're gonna have no fucking viewers unless you already made it. I think the goal for streaming Mordhau is literally getting partner and then swapping games, like, to be completely frank, because when you are partnered, you don't have to worry about that anymore, you know what I mean? So you can actually build something off of that later on. And it sounds like fucked up to say, but like, let's be real, like, that's what a lot of people like have been doing. You see, like, Giro is a good example of that, right? He is fucking melee tight, and he got super famous off of that, and he doesn't really play that nearly as much anymore. He moved on to other games like Street Fighter, for example, but he still has a load of viewers. He has made it, you know what I mean? He might live like from month to month, and he doesn't make like a huge income, but like he still lives off of it. So like you kind of, you know, you can grind your way up to, like, Mordhau is a good game to get partnered by, like, in, I think, because the community is tight, and, you know, there's not that much competition, if you know what I mean. Like, you're not battling 1,000 streamers for it like you are in League, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the only way you're gonna get noticed in League is if you're a pro, you get raided, or you're like a entertainer.
Or talent player. Like, even entertainers, it's gonna be rough as fuck, because in League, the only viewers that's gonna come in are people from your game, like a lot of the time. Like, when I used to stream League, I got like 1,000 followers off of it. I lost all 1,000 of them after I quit playing, though. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. I got like 1,000 followers, but I averaged like five viewers or some shit, because people come in, show support for like one stream and never come back again. Because everyone is on fucking Mythbeast, Yasuo, Tyler 1, you know, Void Boy, all that kind of shit, you know? It's the same people always that has like fucking 6,000 viewers and shit like that. And they will take it all. But then again, like, they are fucking true entertainers. Like, the entire personality of Tyler 1, some people find him obnoxious, but it's like a stick, you know? That's not how he is. It's like his fucking stream personality.
His persona, yeah.
Yeah,
Same with Red Blue. Same with Red Blue, though.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Like, Red Blue seems like edgy as fuck and shit like that on stream, but he's a genuinely super chill dude, like, off stream. And you're just chatting with him. He's like a way more calm dude than people think, but people only like really see him as like toxic in game. And it's kind of the same with Bear actually as well. What I've like gotten to know him a little bit better. He's very chill off stream and like when he's not playing Mordhau. You know,
that's the thing. Everyone behind closed doors and like off stream, off of like, you put the game to one side and you actually get to know that person for who they like truly are. Is like they're just completely different. And it's like people just see people for face value, and whatever the way you carry yourself, like in front of people, that's how they won't think, oh, there's no way this guy can be like normal. He can have a not be toxic. Like they'll just immediately judge someone from what they hear about him and what they can obviously see. But like for Red Blue, for example, a lot of people avoid like getting to know Red Blue because they're just like, oh, that guy's
a toxic piece of shit, is what they think. But it's not the case, though. Actually, you know.
But if you get to know him, talk to him, he's a nice guy.
I mean, the first ever time I played into Red Blue, I couldn't stand him because he called me a gambling fat retard or some shit like that. Because I killed him with like an underhand gamble. But then and he banned me from his stream like instantly because I said don't tilt too hard, my friend, or some shit like that. And then he unbanned me after some time, and I got to know him better, and we played more and should like practice with him, and like then I just seen like the other side of him. So I'm excited to get Red Blue on the podcast when he stops when you stop fearing Red Blue. Fucking come on, man. I already DM'd you in Discord. You better not fucking back out now.
Too busy grinding Valorant.
True.
Sea of Thieves.
Oh no.
No, not Sea of Thieves, man. That's a garbage game. Yeah, you need to get Xionis.
You can come whenever you want, Cian. Like, how is it you pronounce it again? Can you tell me, Reuben? Because I fuck it up every time.
I used to call him Xionix.
Xionix?
I used to call him like a completely different name. I used to call him like Zion, but it's like Xionis.
Yeah, exactly. CNS. Oh yeah, that's true. CNS. Yeah. Dude, that's just like, fuck me, man. You feel like such a fucking mong when you call someone by the wrong name, you know what I mean? It's like, oh man. Especially if it's like a well-known player. It's like if I called you a Reuben or some shit like that, I'd feel like a fucking idiot. So every single time I see CNS, you know, I'm just like, I butcher his name fucking every time, and he told me like 5 times and I forget it every time. It's like, man. Goddamn. But like, CNS, whenever you want to come on, fucking let me know, man. Like, I have plenty of time. I 100% want to have you on, man. You know, whenever you want.
Buying a new mic.
Yeah, I saw that actually. Yeah, for sure, man. I'm happy to have you on sometime for sure, man. Okay, so what games are you looking forward to, Reuben? Is there anything besides maybe melee slashers that you're looking forward to? Maybe Battlefield 6, something coming out?
To be fair, yeah, Renown looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a nice breath of fresh air. And I don't know about Battlefields. Like I've been disappointed for like with all the Battlefield games since Bad Company 4 or Battlefield 4, sorry.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Battlefield
I
4
agree.
was the last good Battlefield that DICE had managed to
Yeah,
develop.
true.
Well, yeah, now it's like, was it? Did EA take over? No, EA is. I don't know. It's DICE. It's DICE anyway.
Yeah,
But yeah,
true. I mean, there's the revealed trailer for Battlefield 6 is in 3 days. I'm gonna be streaming that, of course, because like I'm a fucking filthy goblin. I love Battlefield. I agree. They've been disappointing me a ton as well, but I've heard like the engine update, going back to the roots and that kind of shit. So I'm hoping to not get disappointed this time. And if they do, then I'm fucking done with Battlefield. But like I always pre-order and play it, and often like I buy it from fucking stream money. I'm not gonna lie, so I fucking refuse to pay my own money for it. But like, if people fucking donate, I'll yoink a game, you know. But man, I'm really excited for it. I just hope they don't let me down again. Like, fucking can't take any more heartbreaks from DICE, man. They're the worst part is they're such a good company and they're just falling to shit because of EA's fucking
I honestly
dog shit.
think it's that they're just like deriving from how Battlefield originally like how Battlefield should be like originally how it was originally made. Like if you take a look at every other Battlefield game previous to Battlefield 5, it's like they don't look like Battlefield games.
I
Like,
agree.
they just feel like almost Call of Duty reskins, like arcadey Call of Duty.
Mhm.
Like I said, Battlefield 4 was probably the last decent Battlefield game where it was like you could like put C4 in a building, you could like take whole buildings down.
Mm-hmm. Fuck, what's it called? Evolution? No, what the fuck? I can't remember what they call it, but yeah, I agree. I think that what makes Battlefield so good is like the entire grittiness of it, you know, like big scale. And when you lose that feel, like Battlefield 5 is so fucking dark, man. It makes me so annoyed. Like, they fucking promised features that just never came to the game, like way before launch. It's like, also imagine having a fucking World War II game that doesn't have Stalingrad or fucking Berlin and all this kind of like a D-Day. Like, how fucking hard can it possibly be with such a good engine and such a talented team, and then fucking take all the battles that no one gives a fuck about and leave all the good ones out? And then you get fucking Pacific, like, in the end, it's like, okay, I don't really give a fuck about that. I want to play as a fucking, give me a Car 98 and I'll fucking for 60 no-scope everyone to say, I don't give a fuck. I want to play Germans, Americans, you know, fucking Russians, all that kind of shit. It's kind of missed opportunities.
But like, yeah, at the moment, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I just find it hard to find games that can keep me entertained for longer than like an hour. Like I switch between maybe 4 or 5 games, and I can play like each game for maybe an hour before I get bored. I agree.
Same.
Like there's no game, like I don't remember the last game that I've sat down and grinded for like 6-7 hours like non-stop. Probably the last game I grinded was one Red Blue recommended me, which I think it was single player Rhyme. I think Rhyme is like just like some indie single player game. Like thing is, it had good story. It was like it kept you involved. It kept you like wanting to carry on playing. Like I haven't found a game like that, like a mainstream game like that in years, man. I haven't sat down and grinded a game for ages. I think gaming in general is just going downhill.
Yeah,
I think games now are just all about battle royales and just fucking loot and shooters. Like fucking loot shooters, whatever they're called. Killing trash NPCs, grinding for loot. Like those types of games don't interest me.
I don't like those because of the bullet sponginess. Like the fact that I need to headshot a fucking normal NPC like 30 times in order to take a piece of shield off its head, and then shoot it like 90 more times to kill it, and there's fucking 100 of them. Like there's a new game that I actually that I'm grinding right now. It's pretty good. Called Knockout City. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like it's like a fucking, it's a dodgeball game with like a high skill ceiling. It's actually quite fun.
Oh yeah, I've seen
that shit
seen
is
some
actually
trailers.
fun. It's
Seen
fun
some
as
trailers
fuck
on
when you
this.
play with like 3 homies, you know, and just grind it out, shit on kids, you know, and it's funny as fuck. Actually, I really enjoy it. Hi Stouty, what's up, man? But yeah, you know, I agree. There's not many games right now that is actually good, and those that you can look forward to comes like super like far in the future. Like for me, Ad Mortem is something I would want to play.
Yeah. Ad Mortem will be, I think, would be good. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
Giri seems to have like has got his like mind. He's got it all planned out, I think.
Oh yeah,
and he's
he
gonna
has.
take. He's taking his time. He's not rushing it, and he's like I think he's learning from Mordau's mistakes and failures. I think he's got that's why I think it's good. He's got Mordau to sort of like give him the, what's the word, like the do's and don'ts.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it's kind of giving him like some foresight. Okay, I know Mordau didn't do this, so I need to maybe put that in my game. Like it's actually kind of good that he's decided to move on to that sort of genre, like carry on the melee slashing genre, because he's got Mordau, which would have been probably the most successful melee slasher game to ever come out, be in existence, to now being like a flop. So
fucking worst game.
Yeah, he has the chance now to do what Criterion couldn't. So I think he's definitely gonna probably smash it out the park, hopefully.
Yeah, I agree. Have you seen the podcast I did with Giro?
I watched quite a bit of it, to be fair. I watched like maybe an hour or two of it.
Yeah, so you know, so you probably saw like a lot of the talk we did about it, and it actually reassured me that he knows what he's doing. He's like planning far ahead and has like an actual strategy for the game, which is something that Tritonian fucking lacked like big time. I think they were not ready for the amount of sales they got. They didn't have the manpower or like the knowledge to like set Mordhau up for success, whereas Giro like knows the genre, he's played it a ton, and I think that he can actually really bang out like a great game. But it's like find the future, so it's something to be excited about, but it's like, you know, when there's no date for it, the hype is kind of limited because of the fact there's no date for Kickstarter yet, there's no date for a lot of stuff. So, you know, when that starts coming out, I think the game will be like super hyped up.
Yeah, for sure. That's the thing, that he's not setting any outsiders expectations yet. That's what I think is really good. Whereas Mordau, like, obviously they probably had a roadmap, they probably released it, people knew when stuff was meant to be coming when, and then once all that knowledge is out, they people obviously have expectations and people expect things to be delivered on time. It's a lot more pressure for the developers. So I think Giri, by not saying anything, he's not only protecting himself and his developers by not making them feel like they have to rush anything, but it also protects him, like the game from becoming a flop as well, because then they can spend the time that's required to bring out a good polished like game on release, and not like Mordau where it needed like 7-8 patches down the line to be at a playable state.
Yeah, I agree.
I remember Mordau release was terrible.
So I actually have like a little bit of a, you know, maybe personal question. Like, how would you like people to see you, like, as a person? Like, what would you want to be known for?
What, like on Twitch or like
on Twitch and just in general, you know?
Wow. I just want people to see me as like I don't know, just a just an average guy, like not a weirdo, like just someone that isn't a, I don't know. I don't know, man. That's a really deep question.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
I don't try and like, I don't try and impress people. I don't change who I am to try and fit in.
That's good.
Like I just act the way I want because it's what I want to do. Like if someone pisses me off, I'll tell them you're pissing me off, or
Yeah.
I'll shit talk them, or I'll just act how I want. Like I don't follow the crowd. I'm not a lemming. Like I won't follow the crowds. I won't
Yeah.
like jump on any bandwagons. Like if some, I don't know, if there was some shit going around, I'd find out if that shit was true or not before jumping on it and being like, oh yeah, I hate this person, or da 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 da. Like I just say I'm just my own person really,
Yeah.
and people can either like me or hate me. At the end of the day, everyone has their own opinions. Like you don't have to like me. You don't have to respect me. You don't have to do anything. I just be me, and if you might like me, you might not. That's the way it is at the end of the day. I feel like a lot of people try to change themselves to obviously fit in and get people to like them and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like it's people online. Unless you make really close friends with people on, if you're that type of person that makes really close friends with people online, and like you play with these people outside of other games, and like you almost like talk every day, then fair enough. But if it's just people that you maybe interact with like 10-15 minutes a day, what's the point of changing yourself to be liked by those people? Like I think people just
agree.
need to I think people just need to just stay true to themselves, and just like, yeah, just don't worry what other people think. Don't care about what other people think. At the end of the day, who's gonna be there when you're dead? The people that you tried to change yourself for online? No.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
100%
you're
agree.
never gonna see these people ever again in your life. So why would you have to change yourself and be liked and approachable to other people that you're just never gonna like have any ties to, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
But like you can, like I said, you can have like genuine good friends. Like I've got genuine good friends that I wanna hopefully meet in real life one day, and like actually form like a proper friendship and like connection with, like
Yeah, I agree.
in person. So it's like, yeah, for those people, I'll like put the time and effort and energy into. But for people that I'm never gonna fucking see ever in my life, like it's just like, yeah, you can just like me or hate me. I just genuinely don't care.
Yeah, I think that's a good mindset to have, really, because like if you kind of sacrifice your integrity by changing for people to like you, like you kind of lose a little bit of your soul. You know what I mean? Like, or I mean, maybe not soul, but like you lose a part of yourself if you change for other people. In a way, just to fit in. And I think that people know you and like you because you're like genuine, you have like a healthy humor, and you always have, you know, good vibes as well. So you're that kind of person that people would like to be around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if people don't like you, then you know, fuck them. It doesn't really matter. I kind of have the same philosophy. Like, if you don't like me, then fair enough. If you like me, then, you know, that's good. But I'm not gonna actively go out and seek people's validation.
Nah. That's a good way of putting it. You don't need to.
No.
Just think of it this way: every hater is a viewer.
True.
That's the way I see it.
100%.
Every person that comes into your stream hating, like, that's just another viewer. That's just me going up on the Mordau tab on Twitch so people can find my channel easier. So yeah, I encourage haters.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. Like,
it's beneficial to me.
When I was like smaller than I am now and I had like 5 average viewers or 10 average viewers, it's like 5 people come in and flaming. I'm just like, yeah, you're doubling my stats right now. I don't give a fuck. Say whatever you want to say. You're kinda, you know, you're helping me in the end of the day, and I can't really be asked with whatever you're saying. If you're just here to troll, then troll. Unless you're like way out of line, obviously, if people like are really cancerous, then I might ban them. But like for the most part, like you're just fucking boosting my stats, really. We take those stops honestly.
Yeah, exactly. We take the dubs when we can.
Yeah, for sure. So are you planning on moving out like in the near future?
Mm-hmm. Mm. I wanna try and move out sort of next year.
Mm.
I got quite a bit of money saved up, and a lot of it's in crypto.
Oh
But
shit.
yeah, I've got quite a big portfolio in crypto at the moment. But I'm just waiting for market to recover so I can take it out. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully. But when I moved out, I'm gonna devote a lot more time to streaming.
Oh
I
yeah.
think like next year is probably gonna be the point where I wanna try and go for like partner
Mm.
and find. But I'm gonna try and find a game that I can just devote all my time and energy into and just stream it, and that's already popular. Like it's got a
Yeah.
massive community,
It's
and
gotta
it's
have
just yeah,
something for the
hopefully,
future.
yeah. But yeah, so next year when I get my own place, I think I'm just gonna try and give the streaming thing a go. Like I've always wanted to do it, so it's like, yeah, I'll take it a lot more seriously then.
I mean, I respect that. There is like also like knowing when you should kind of go for stuff is important. For me, I already live in my own space and I'm on sick leave and shit, so I have all the time in the world, so I can really just grind and put in hours. So for me, like the time is now. I might not be like super popular or don't have like a huge community, but like it's going in the right direction, and I'm having fun with it. As long as you enjoy it, you should chase that dream. If it is really what you want to do in the future, I generally think you could get partner, like no problem, if you really grind it in the future as well.
Yeah,
yeah. I truly believe you can easily get partner. Maybe not easily, it is hard to get partner, but like within a year, if you really grind it like heavily, I definitely think you can get partner.
Yeah. I genuinely think like anyone on Twitch can get partner, but they just need to have the perseverance, the motivation,
Yep.
and the willpower and strength to do it. I think like for me, for example, I started streaming seriously on Twitch last year. Wait, let me get my stats up. So I started streaming last year October, and I was averaging maybe five to 10 viewers a stream for like a whole month, and then came November, I was averaging like 20 to 30. And it's like by that point I already put in like 100 hours of streaming in like 2 months. So it was like every time I got onto my computer, there was not a point where I wasn't live. So it just goes to show that when you do put in, it's like playing Mordau. Like I played Mordau for 1,000 hours. Like you should kind of think to yourself, I could have probably streamed most of those hours. But it's obviously you don't have that mindset because I didn't have that mindset. I wasn't going to stream Mordau when I first started playing it. But the game that I'm going to move to, hopefully, once I've decided what game I'm going to choose, it's probably going to be like maybe more of a mainstream game like Call of Duty Warzone, League of Legends. I haven't decided yet, but it's going to hopefully be a game which has like has a chance of me actually being able to like get noticed in. I'll choose one of those types of games where it's got like a decent player base and people end up having like pretty decent communities from it. So
those games are harder to make it on though, because of the fact that there is so much competition, but there's also the potential of like making a much bigger name for yourself.
I need to quickly plug them in, sorry.
All good, man.
Wireless headphones. Right. Hello?
Oh yeah, I hear you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what I said was like it is harder to grind those kind of games on Twitch because of the competition there is in it, and when you start off small in a game like League, for example, you have 5 or 10 viewers. Going up to like 20 is hard because of there being like hundreds of streamers like with maybe 30 viewers, above you. So people actively going to find you, the chance of that is very slim. So unless you're like really good, it's very hard. But with that said, if you then start grinding and you get noticed, it's also a huge opportunity to like have a very good growth spike and build like a big community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's very limited in games like Mordhau, for example, because the community is so small. You know, you can only like you will reach a certain point where there's not really much more to take from.
That's what I was hoping with Mordhau. Like when I was devoted to like streaming, like because during COVID, like I was streaming pretty much full time during COVID because I was like I wasn't working, so I had all the time in the world like you do at the moment, kind of. So I was like, look, I'm gonna try and build up a community in Mordhau, and then once I've got like a decent viewership and like community built up, I'm gonna try and move to like another game that's because I kind of knew from that point that Mordhau was like people only watch you to people from Mordhau that watch you play Mordhau only stick to people that play Mordhau. So I knew that it's gonna be hard, like once I noticed that once I switched to another game after I like streamed Mordhau for a bit and I got bored, like 70% of my viewers went. So I maybe went from like 60 to 70 viewers to like 10 or 10 to 15. So it was like wow, okay, so people like generally just enjoy watching me play Mordhau. So it was hard for me. It was hard for me to sort of transition. Like if I could take all of my viewers that watch me play Mordhau into another game, it will make that transition like that much easier. But it's hard because people don't want to watch you play other games. They just want you to play. In Mordhau especially, they just want you to play Mordhau. Like I've got people that do watch me play other games, but it's like it's not like you need to build a community of people that will just follow you no matter what. And it's hard to build that community if you're doing it in a game where it is like Mordhau, where people only want to watch you to play Mordhau. So it's like, I'm gonna have to completely rethink my focus and obviously shift games and just start from the bottom. Like I'm gonna have to just like bite the bullet and just start with like 5 viewers again. But I like.
Same.
But then it's like I did it with Mordhau, so it gives me a little bit of hope, thinking if I can do it with Mordhau and I put like 500 hours into streaming that game. Like I started streaming Mordhau when I was on 500 hours. I'm now on 1,000, just over 1,000. So it's like I probably streamed maybe like 90% of those hours. So maybe 300 to 400 hours of those have been streamed. So if I could put that, and I've probably maybe gained like, well, I've gained 2,000. No, not 2,000. I've gained 1.2k followers, and at the peak of my streaming sort of thing, I was on like 45 to 50 subs, and that was giving me like £200 a month. I mean, you can't live off that, but that's only 50 subs.
Do you get that like every month or?
What do you mean? Would I get those same amount of subs?
Yeah. Do you maintain 50 subs?
When I was streaming actively, I was maintaining like between 35 to 50 subs a month.
Damn, dude.
And I got that for like 2 months. But I was doing a lot, man. I was doing a lot. I was streaming almost like every day. I was doing giveaways. So all the money I earned during that period was just going back into my stream.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I bought more equipment. I bought a new mic. I was doing giveaways like almost every 2 weeks. Like I put a lot of time and effort into stream. But it just goes to show, once you do put in that effort, you do like reap the rewards. It's just like, I need to do that. I need to do that all over again in another game that's gonna actually get me popular, because Mordhau isn't it. And I mean, I knew that from the beginning. I knew Mordhau wouldn't be the game that could get me like Twitch famous or Twitch, like being able to earn a living off Twitch. It's definitely not possible from Mordhau. So it's like I just tried to use Mordhau as a stepping stone and like a learning experience to see how far I could go. And it for me, it did go pretty well. And I was kind of I'm grateful for all the people that's like stuck by me when I was streaming like pretty much every day. Like my streams were good, but yeah, it just got too. I just got burned out. I just took a break from streaming. I was off for like a month, maybe longer,
Mm.
and now I maybe stream like once every week, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. Like my streaming, like I just don't like streaming more down anymore. Really,
Yeah.
it just become like it's become a not a chore. It's become like a I don't know. It's become a I can't really describe it, but
I know what you mean.
before I turn on my computer, open up Streamlabs, and I'd hit go live. Now when I'm playing Mordhau, but now when I go on Mordhau, I don't want to click on that live button anymore because it's just like I'm not gonna be enjoying myself. I don't want to have to act like I'm enjoying myself because I'm not. Like I'm not gonna I'm not gonna stream something that's just not enjoyable for me. I'd rather play something that I want to play and still get viewers for playing it. Like I don't really care about playing more down and getting like 50, 60 viewers. Like, but then again, I also don't feel like streaming a game where like I only get 5, 10 viewers because then it feels like a bit.
You feel awful actually
Yeah.
to some extent, and there's like
Yeah.
nothing that beats you up when streaming. Like when you have a bad stream, it actually kind of, I don't know if you feel like that, but like it's very common. Like when you have a really bad stream, you feel like
Yeah.
kind of shitty, and the stream is not the same. For example, if I have a stream with a dead chat and I stream for like 30 minutes and I have like 15 viewers and none of them are typing in chat, I just don't want to stream anymore. I just want to end stream because it's the viewer interaction that makes the streams fun for the streamer as well. You shouldn't rely on viewers to entertain you, but like a big part of the enjoyment for streamers is also the chat, especially as a small streamer, right?
Yeah.
If you can relate to that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like chat is what gives you motivation when you're streaming. Like if when I have interaction with my chat, that's when I'm having most fun.
Yeah, true.
But-
Same.
And like that's why I like doing like drinking streams and stuff because everyone's like trying to get me drunk. Everyone's just like having jokes. It's like it's like that's when I have most interaction with my chat is when they can get involved and like we can just do shit together. But like Mordau is that type of game where it's like you can come on the server, duel me, tilt me, then I'm not gonna rage quit. Like it's just I just don't find it enjoyable to stream because people just want to see you tilt and see you rage quit. And I mean most often the time if like say for example Bear comes to duel me and he'll just use some poleaxe cheese after like I don't know a couple of duels, I'm just like okay, I can't be asked for this game anymore. I'm just gonna rage quit, and it's stuff like that. It's like it just takes the fun out of the game really. Well, it takes the fun out of streaming it really.
Yeah, I agree.
You just don't have fun when that kind of stuff happens. It's just like I mean obviously you're streaming so you should expect it to happen, but when it's like I don't know. When you don't already enjoy something and that happens to you, it's just like, okay, I just can't be bothered.
I get that.
Like...
But I think that, like, for someone like me, like, I average around 30 viewers or so. And, like, so, like, I'm still, like, a lot of people know me, but, like, I'm not, like, a popular streamer in that sense, like, the same way that you and Hatchet and, for example, Red Blue and Bear are. So, for me, like, it's kind of hard to. I feel like it's kind of hard to. For me, it's kind of hard to get like new people invested. I don't really know what I should be doing. Like I do some drinking streams. I eat like spicy shit on stream, and I have like this podcast, and I host tournament. I'm trying to really get involved. And it's first like in these like last 3-4 months where I'm actually starting to see some proper growth, right? But like I'm right now, for example, I'm kind of in a stalemate, right? Like the last 3 months I've had like 50 subs. Right now I'm on 22, and not that doesn't really matter. I don't care about that, but like so right now I'm kind of at a stalemate where I don't really get that many new viewers in, and so like I'd imagine it's probably more fun when you have like 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 when you stream you have like 50-60 viewers, right? Around that.
Yeah, around that. On a good day, on a good stream, I have about that.
I mean, Destiny CX, you said a schedule helps. That's true. I mean, I do stream every single day. So like every single day, I'm probably the one of the Mordhau streamers that grind the hardest. Like, to be honest, like I grind every fucking day, like, you know, like consistently.
Yeah.
But I don't really see the
hours.
kind of growth that I was hoping for. For example, these podcasts is something that I really put a lot of energy into, and like while. And I'd imagine too many people are interested in it, or people don't know about it. I don't know, but like. For example, today, like, I'm struggling to get around 20 viewers, like, this week for some reason. I don't know why. I just can't really seem to get people in. And I've gotten, like, a good amount of followers off of this, and I've built, like, a community, but I haven't really seen much activity as of late. So,
yeah.
Like, for example, right now I have, like, 50... Oh, thank you, Reuben and Silence. I appreciate that, man. The homies. The homies. Oh, thank you, Spoon. I appreciate that. So, you know, for me, like, you know, I really put in a lot of effort. I really want to make this, like a living, or, like, at least get to partner and say, okay, the grinding paid off. You know, if I stop streaming in the future and I know I made to partner, then that will make me, like, top 3% in itself, or top 2% or something, because a lot of people don't get partner. Most streamers stop streaming when they before they even hit 15 followers, because or 15 viewers. It just takes forever. So like I've been streaming for 3 years soon, and I've streamed like League for a year and a half, and then I streamed Mordhau for the rest. And you know, so I've like grown a lot in Mordhau, but it's kind of hard, I think, to grow on this, because I'm not like super. Like, for example, with all the comp players, none of those watch me really, because like I don't play. I'm not playing tournaments. I'm not playing pucks enough. But I also feel like whenever I try to do a puck, it's like the same 10 people all the time. I don't get invited into pucks and that kind of shit often. I'm starting to get invited more, but like I feel like it's kind of hard to get integrated into that. You know what I mean? Because it's often like closed groups that play, and I want to get in on that really bad. But it's a little hard. Have you thought about doing YouTube on the side? I remember Igor had new viewings coming from YouTube. Yes, I actually have a YouTube. For example, tonight I'm gonna upload this podcast if I have your consent, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
So like I have a YouTube channel, and I started it like 2 months ago, and I have just reached, I think, 90 subscribers. And I actually promoted it quite a lot. I have like 89. And I put a lot of the podcasts up. I have some meme videos, some like targets and that kind of shit. I have a little bit of different stuff on there. I'm gonna make like an autism video next, I think, where you take all my most retarded stream moments and like do like a compilation, something like that. Not like gameplay, but like just, you know, like retarded shit.
Yeah.
For example, me yesterday taking a dab of the fucking 2 million plus Scoville scale hot sauce and literally just dying on stream, you know, shit like that. Fuck me, that was actually so fucking awful. Like, I was actually just pain, you know. So like I do a lot of like weird shit, and I think like some of that would probably, you know, just like show off like some of the stuff I do on stream that isn't just like gameplay. Because if you're not really good at a game, catching viewers on a game when you're average at best, it's very fucking hard. You know what I mean? Like, I can't make sick targets where shit on people like you know, all of you guys do in pucks and shit. So I have to do that.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, touching on what you said earlier about being involved in like the sort of higher tier SKM side of Mordhau. It's like, if you take a look at, for example, Flame and Xiones, when they stream Mordhau, they'll predominantly stream Pugs or SKM, and they will get like maybe 50, 60. They've got all of the SKM players like watching them. Yep. Whereas you, for example, you have mainly the dueler scene watching you. So I think once you step more into the side of getting onto that higher level SKM play, you'll start getting people like Soul, Stinky, like Monkey, some of like the the PK guys. I don't know who all the other like SKM guys coming to watch your streams. But Flame just said my viewers are jewelers, Lamal. My viewers drop when I pug. You still get like 50. I was watching your stream the other day. You were on like 55 people watching you when you were doing SKM. Like you were still getting some consistent viewers when you were watching it when you were playing SKM.
My viewers spike a little bit when I play pucks, but I'm just trash at it. So it's fucking hard.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, if that's the way you'll be able to grow, like maybe that's your second avenue of growth. Is
yeah,
like,
I was kind of thinking
getting
about
good
it.
at SKM. Like I think that's probably the only other way you can, unless you start grinding. Like people like watching ranked as well. Maybe you have to start grinding ranked as well, playing ranked on. I know you'll probably get stream snipes and it'll be AIDS, but
I can't
like,
with ranked. It fucks me up every time I play a game like in ranked. My interest from the game just dies very, very quick because of the fact that I feel the cheese way more and I feel the pain way more of playing a game when there's something on the stake. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as you lose something and you feel like you have to gain it back, then it becomes more of a chore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I
That's
don't really want to play ranked, but I'd love to play more pucks. But I'm also kind of. I say that, but I don't do it for some reason. I should just play some pucks every day. I know ranked equal viewers, but it's also just like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I've watched your streams a couple of times where you've gone on to play some like pugs or SKM, and you've kind of like gone a bit tilted, and then you go rage quit and go back to duels.
Yep.
Like, I mean,
every time.
But that's fair enough. I mean, I'd probably do the same, but it's like sometimes you'll have to just like wait that out and just try and not get tilted. Like you'll die over and over again until you maybe learn not to get tilted. I don't know, but I feel like you just have to just stick to SKM because I think SKM will probably be your next best way of pulling in more viewers.
I agree.
Like Stouty, for example, Stouty is playing BR and he's still able to keep all of his viewers because he only now streams BR. He doesn't stream duels, he doesn't stream SKM, he only streams BR now, and he still gets like 150, 200 viewers a stream. So, which is like usual, like average. But BR is great to watch and play, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. I've been streaming it like a couple of times, and I want to do it more as well. But like again, I feel like I don't have the viewership to kind of keep it going. Like if I stream BR, it's like 5 people, so it's kind of, it's not really the same. Like as when, for example, Stouty has it and there's like 20 players. Like it's not really the same. So it's a little hard for me to gain the viewers to play BR. Like the times I've played it, like for example, when you stream and you then end stream and rated me, and I played BR, there was like everyone left and there was like 5 left. It was, And the reason I tilt so hard in SKM is that it's always the same 10 players again, you know what I mean? That wants me to puck, and a lot of them like trying to tilt me. Like exactly. So it fucking it ruins the fun. Like if I have to fight for like 3 people playing Messer and just lean back spamming me, or fucking hunt like kind of sniping me, following me, no matter which fucking way I go, there's always like 2 people from Messer coming at me.
Yeah.
That fucking ruins the experience of learning it. Because I feel like there's no learning in it because people not taking it serious enough where I actually pick up on the stuff I need to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I think though? I think you should maybe do 2 things. Play it on stream, but also play it just as much on stream, off stream as well. Maybe like look for a clan as well, like an SKM, like any clan that like is involved with SKM at the moment. Like even if it's like Lineage or like any clan that has like a trial team or something, like try and get more involved in that whole scene and just put in the practice. Because I mean, you're like level 200 and you've probably spent most of those levels just playing duels and maybe frontline. I don't know. I know your whole Mordau history, but yeah, but duels. But yeah, maybe you need to just like don't really go back to basics, but start from the bottom of the SKM ladder and just try and work your way up, because you will start everyone picks it up eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a lot better.
Desper's good, but Desper's A's, man. You got like 20 monkeys running around in light armor. Like
True.
it's not. Desper is not a good place, I think, to learn SKM.
No, I agree.
I mean, it doesn't follow the same rule format as like normal SKM matches do. Like there's weapon bans, da 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 da, and you're only gonna get that if you join a clan
And scrim.
and scrim, and like they follow the rules, and it's the same format as like playing like in a normal match.
Yeah, because
I mean, Desper's good for teaching you awareness, Flame. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's true, but it's also the entire circling shit with like 10 fucking 8 saves fucking running around naked with partitions and shit, or fucking evening stars. And it's like, I get where your awareness gets better, but my awareness should not be like fucking trying to avoid 10 people and stay alive, you know? And if you don't fucking run perfectly around the circle, you die first every time, you know what I mean? Because there's fucking 10 people gonna come at you. So like, for me, like PH Scrim or like Desperate Private is definitely better, but pucks are always a shit show. You know what I mean? Like, it's rarely ever like, it does not really feel like, you know, like, I mean, it is in scrims and people play for the memes and that shit. Like, so I should probably join like some lower tier clan and like build my way up learning it. I've gotten a lot better of SKM, but I still find it really hard. The first time I played, I couldn't even double parry for shit. I didn't even know how you did it. Now I'm way more consistent. Like the tarts I put out for SKM, like I did a very trashy one that's called like a very shitty SKM tarts, and then I made one that's a slightly better, you know, SKM tarts. And that one, I get some double kills, I get some triple parries, and like win a 1v3 and some shit like that. And I'm playing much better now.
Yeah.
But when people are deliberately trying to tilt me, it makes me not want to go in and practice, you know? And that's kind of the thing where it gets a little rough, you know? Because I want to get invited into those pucks where people are taking it serious and people know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, is hard to get it. It's hard to get like involved in the higher level play of comp now, because it's almost died out. Like, I mean, before you could list like on release, you could list all of like the top tier SKM like clans and players probably off by heart. Like there was Storm, there was Fist, there was VK, there was Frost Wolves, there was BSO. There was so many like top tier SKM clans that you could like strive towards to try and join or like play against. But now it's like there's fucking joke clans around. Like you can't. All the clans now are just kind of jokes. There's no real serious like high level clans anymore.
No,
everyone's just like got clans full of like doula boys, and it's just like there's no real sense of like, I don't know. There's no, wow, there's that team. They're the best team right now. There is no bet. Like you could probably say, oh yeah, like PK probably is like the best team right now. But it's like, that's because they just got all of the only active good SKM players on their team. It's easy to make a stacked team. Anyone can make a stacked team. But it's like, what's the point? You're only going to just be killing everyone because all the stacked players are on one team. So you can't improve. Like other people can't well, I mean they can improve by like getting smacked by him and practicing more, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like the comp scene now is like, it's got to the point where it's beyond salvageable. And for people that are trying to learn SKM, it's almost just it's gonna take that you can still do it, you can still learn SKM, don't get me wrong, but the process now is gonna take you, I'd say 5 times longer than it would have done maybe on release, or maybe 8-10 months ago, maybe a bit less than that. But when there were more top tier clans around, there was way more like clan versus clan scrims going on. I mean, obviously now there's the Mordau exhibition league and stuff like that. Like there are things that you can do to still have that, like the clan versus clan experience, but it's like even that's dying. But it's like, I feel like SKM is now a very hard thing to be able to
Yeah, I
reach.
agree. I think it would be good for me also to try and play in a tournament where people are actually taking it serious. But the problem also is that people want me to cast some of them. Like, people ask if I can cast, and then obviously I'm gonna, like, that's a good opportunity for growth, but it's also a good opportunity to kind of see how people play. But it also makes me miss out on the chance of actually playing and learn firsthand. But I do really enjoy casting it as well. I think it's very fun, and I'm fucking trash at it, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm fucking dog at casting, but apparently people like it. I mean, at least like a good amount of people tell me that I did a good job casting, and I feel like I'm just fucking rambling about. Because, like, I don't know half the fucking players playing and shit, so it's just like, okay. Like, if a fucking comp player changes his name for, like, one fucking game, I have no fucking clue who's who, man. You know, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it just depends really. You just got to try and explore all the avenues that are available to you, and just try and pick one which feels achievable
Yeah.
and you feel like will be the most enjoyable as well to work towards, to exploit and like reach that next step of growth. Because I felt like that. I felt like I had the same exact feelings as you did at one point, and I was like, okay, what can I do differently to my streams to get more people involved, to get new faces in, and I mean it, like, and that thing was like giveaways. Like, bearing in mind, obviously giveaways, you can't do giveaways all the time. It involves my own money, but like, fortunately for me, I have a full-time job and I can like afford to have like throw some money around, so it's not that big of a deal. But it's like I had to try and like just think outside of the box and just be like, okay, what can I do to get more people like coming by my streams, and just trying to build like a sense of community and stuff. And it's like giveaways and challenges and tournaments and like I just tried many different things. So there is options out there, and Mordau being like
What
such
would you do as a giveaway, for example? Because I've been thinking about doing more giveaways. I have been doing giveaways, like in the past, but I kind of strayed away from that a little. Like I can afford it, because if I get donations, if I get fucking like payouts and tweets, and it's not like I don't get payouts. Like, I've got payouts like in the last 6 months, like 4 months. Like, I'm getting one next month, like guaranteed, because I need like what.
Yeah.
Fucking like $8 or some shit like that for next one, and I got one this month as well, or like last month. So it's like I have like from streaming itself probably like almost 6,000 Danish kroners, which is like $1,000 or something saved up from that. So it's not like yeah. So it's not like I don't get money, and that's why I also pay money prices from my tournaments. And I want to actually do a tournament this month, and it's just gonna be something small, like I was thinking like maybe a higher end duel tourney. And I know that's kind of like off-putting because a lot of people don't like that. But like last time I did a duel tournament, everyone's like, "Oh, it's gonna be fucking whack." But anyway, it's like 150 people were watching and like fucking rooting for people, and there's predictions, and people liked it. So I want to take time to prepare a big tournament, but meanwhile I want to do like a smaller dual tournament with like 30 players or something. Again, just like improve my casting a little bit, because I want to be like a caster as well in some tournaments and then play in others like later on. But yeah, so I was thinking like a 25-30 like euro prize pool or something for the winner, and you know, it's not bad for like a small tournament. So you know, something like that. Every time I've had a tournament, it's been money prizes, so you know, I want to do something like that. But I want to do more giveaways. What would you say is like a good idea for giveaways?
When I was doing giveaways, I was just using I don't know if you've heard of the marble. I think you were in some of my giveaways. The marbles Steam game. So people just do !play. They'll join in on the marbles thing, and then whoever wins the marbles race gets like a £20 Steam gift card or a £10 Steam gift card. It'll be like little things like that. It'll just be like small gift card giveaways, or mainly just gift cards. Like, I just do gift card things because it's the
Yeah, true.
easiest thing to give away, really. Or I just PayPal people money.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
like,
I do.
yeah, I know I do that maybe like maybe once a month or something like that, and then but then it gets people involved. Everyone's like, I put music on over the fucking marbles thing. It's like I build up hype for it, and like loads of people like get involved because obviously there's a chance for them to fucking win free money. Who doesn't want free money? But it's
Yeah, yeah,
like,
true.
but then people like, even though I may only get people that come in for the giveaway, there's still that like 10-20% that stick around because they've appreciated it, and then they've got to like watch my streams, got to know me, and then they just want to stay for like the content or
Yeah, yeah, for
like
sure.
the streamer. So it's like, in a way, I pay a little bit of a price, but then I also get back like maybe 5-6 extra viewers a stream.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure.
okay.
I
So that's
might
why
start doing that because I think like the entire marbles thing, like having the fucking Rocky theme or something like that running over, and you know it's the fairest way as well with the marbles because it's complete RNG. So it's
It
like
is RNG.
it's a good way because it can't be biased and people can't feel like they got ripped off. I think that's actually a very good idea. Like last time when I hit 2K followers. I did like the stream where I gifted some subs and I did like a giveaway on I think a gift card and a fucking like I have this T-shirt like a piece of merch. Let me see. Like I'll send it to you so you can see. It's pretty much a T-shirt with a fucking sloth skull, and then there's in like in bones it says Death Stream. You know, so it's like kind of a self-aware meme. Kind of merch. I haven't sold any of it, but like it's just something I made for fun, and I have one myself, some fucking way in the closet. And it's like you know, just something. And there's an American guy that got it actually, and he was actually like hyped to get it. But it's not really, you know, if it's not really like a thing that is like super impressive. But you know.
But no, like people enjoy that kind of stuff. Like whenever there's a chance for people to earn or gain something from, like for free, everyone gets involved. Like
Yeah, true.
People love a freebie. So it's like, for me, it was like, okay, I don't mind losing 20 quid just to try and like get extra followers. It was like
I get that.
price I was willing to pay. And I mean, it's like, yeah, you'll probably earn that. I'll earn that money back anyway, probably by like subs or whatever. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, I think giveaways are another way to look forward. Another thing to look forward to do. Cause,
yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah, like I say, there's not many like interactive things you can do in Mordhau, like to get people other than to play against you or play with you. There's not other things that can actually get people like involved and like in the chat. Like people just sit there and watch you do and not say anything. Like you can have 50, 60 viewers, and maybe only like 5-10 people are talking. Whereas on the marbles thing, I'd have the same amount of viewers, but everyone was typing, everyone was like cheering, everyone was spamming emotes. It's like it's because it's so much more interactive. Mordhau isn't an interactive game. You just sit there and watch that person play, and you maybe say, "Oh, Pog," or
I mean, I kind of
nice,
disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah, because of the fact that you can literally anyone can join. You know, anyone can join in on Mordhau. It doesn't matter what game mode you play. Everyone can kind of join in, and that's like a good viewer interactive game. Because if you pug, people can join in. If you fucking duel, people can join in. Like people from Australia and fucking Americans will join in with 200-300 ping sometimes just to be a part of it. And I think, for example, the fact that you can do like a fucking drip tournament and have like fucking 30 people stack up in an empty server and fucking show off their ugliest, their best outfits and shit like that, gives you the opportunity to be a part of the stream in a way that you can't do in League of Legends, you can't do in Counter-Strike. You know what I mean? Like everyone can get involved. But it also has its limitations, with that said, you know, because like it's not everyone that wants to join in as well, because of the fact that you might not be very good, or you might be from a region, you know, But then again, that's the same in every game. I think Mordhau is good for that though, because it allows people to join in. Like if you, for example, do an FFA stream where you fucking run it into a fucking American server, you can get fucking 20 viewers coming in as cavemen and just go fucking ooga on people,
Yeah. No,
Okay.
that's true. Maybe I worded it wrong. I think maybe I meant like Twitch chat interaction and like people. Like you say, like Mordau does have interaction because people can join and play this like the game along with you. But I meant sort of like getting people involved in your chat and having more like chat interaction. I think that's maybe what I tried. Maybe what I
Okay,
meant to
I
say.
get what you mean.
Like I said, people just sit there and watch you duel and play SKM and not say anything. And it's like, for me, it's like almost having 10, 12 viewers and like people, those 10 and them 10, 12 viewers are actually typing to each other. It's like it like has the same effect. So I could have 50 viewers not saying anything, and then I could have 10 and 12 people, but still have the same amount of people typing in my chat.
That's
than
normal
having,
for
like,
any
more viewers.
game. That's like a very common thing on Twitch because a lot of people are lurkers. They'll have your stream open in the background while watching a movie, or they're gonna be fucking working and have it on the sideline, or they have break at work. So it's like kind of that thing where lurking on Twitch is like majority of people on Twitch lurk, actually.
Yeah, true.
So that's not uncommon. Like unless you're like on a big fucking streamer and you have a ton of people to watch, then obviously you won't see the lurkers nearly as much because you already have, maybe if you have 6,000 viewers, maybe 700 will type and that would seem like a much, but like a lot, or maybe 1,000 of them will type, but that is a lot of people to catch up with. But fucking 5,000 of them might be lurking, but it doesn't really matter, as long as you have the viewers and they're enjoying the stream and they're coming back. Obviously, a good chat is what makes a stream enjoyable, especially if you're a small streamer. Like, if I have a stream and no one is typing in chat, it bores me really quick. You gotta have that fucking interaction in chat. Like, if you're Mordhau and play a skim and you make a fucking play and people go fucking let's go and, people are encouraging it, then you feel that, But if you do that and no one's watching you, it's like, oh, it was fucking sweet, but no one saw it, so it's kind of like, oh,
Yeah. True. No, that is true. That is true.
Man, we've been going for like 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
It hasn't felt that long.
No, definitely not. Do you have any funny stories maybe you want to share? Something interesting?
What that related, life related, or you don't care?
No, for just anything. Something you would like to share.
Oh man. Funny stories. Thing is, I do, but they're not really Twitch appropriate.
I mean, that does not matter, man. I have some fucked stories. Like, okay, I can start off with one and you can kind of set the tone. So,
okay.
I went to like this school where you kind of live at the school for like a year. And I was hooking up with this girl, right? And like one of the fucking guards or teachers or whatever you call them, right? Fucking came in and I was naked, so I hid behind the door like this, fucking holding onto my junk, and he fucking didn't notice me, and she was like in bed like this, and she's like, and I stood behind the door, and he came in and was like, I heard noises. Well, what's going on? Is there anyone in here? It's like, no, and she was like, nah, it's fine, and I fucking just hid naked behind the door, like in a corner, and he fucking missed me, and it's like, shit, yeah. That was like one of those where I fucking crawl out the window after.
Fucking hell. Damn. Okay. I'm trying to think. Funny story. Terminator, man. Okay. So I'll give you a story about so I don't know what clubs are like in Denmark, but Well, I say clubs, but in the UK, I feel like girls in nightclubs are very like they put themselves out there
Oh
in a
yeah.
way. I don't know what girls are like in Denmark, where they're
It's
quite
the same
reserved.
everywhere, I think, to be honest, you
Really?
know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think I was like maybe in my first or second year of clubbing. So I just turned 18, or
Mm.
maybe I was maybe 19 at the time, and I was out clubbing with like a couple of my mates, and I was just minding my own business, dancing on the dance floor,
Mm.
and this like MILF came up to me, and
Oh shit.
if you played League of Legends, you know who Poppy is.
Mhm.
She kind of like Poppy's E is like she fucking ground pounds someone into a fucking wall and it stuns them.
Mhm.
She came up to me, she saw me dancing, and she comes up to me and she literally like grabs me by the arms, pushes me up like against the pillar that's like in the middle of the
What the
dance floor.
fuck?
And then she comes up to me and just starts whispering into my ear. She's like, "So, what car do you drive?" And I'm like, bearing in mind, I don't think I even like passed my test at this point.
Oh shit.
And I was like, I said to her, I drive a Mercedes. And then she was like,
Slick.
and I was trying to think like, what?
Mm.
Okay, shit. She clearly thinks I'm probably older than what I am.
Mm.
I need to think of a car that, like a decent-ish car that like maybe a 20-year-old could be driving. So I just said a Mercedes, and then and she was like, I drive a Mercedes too. Maybe we're destined for each other. And then she just whips out her Mercedes keys and like waving them in front of my face. Bearing in mind, this woman's like 30, maybe in her mid to late 30s, and I was like 18, 19 at the time, fresh in the club, and I was like,
Oh shit.
shit. My friend just sat there, still dancing, just like watching me. He's like, ah! And I was just like almost fearing for my life, getting groped by some 39-year-old woman. I mean,
Oh
some boys will
shit.
probably like that happening to them, but for me it was quite weird. But
Mm.
yeah, no, and I was like, yeah. And then after that, she was like, so like, what were your plans for tonight then? And I was just like, just to like hang out with my mates, just have a good time. And she was like, no, what are your plans with me for tonight? And I was like,
Oh shit.
uh, I was like, I don't think we got any plans for tonight. I'm sorry. And then she like, she got like really offended. She got really offended.
Mm.
Like
that. I just kind of rejected her. I mean, she didn't have any she didn't have any friends around or anything. It was like she just kind of like singled me out and just came over on her own. And then after I said that to her, she grabbed her drink. It was fucking, I think it was like champagne or something. It was like fucking wine, and she dashed it all over me.
Oh, what the
And
fuck?
yeah, she dashed her drink over me, and she was like, "Well, that's what I think. That's what I think. Well, that's the thing." But she said, "That's what I think about your plans." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was so mad. I was so mad. And then she went to go walk off, and I was like following up to her like that. I was literally ready about to like deck this bitch from behind, and my friend just came over to me and he grabbed my hand. And he was like, "Reuben, don't." Like the bouncers were like looking over as well, and I was like, "Shit, this woman would have just got fucking sparked the fuck out just because I turned her down." But it was like, I mean, it's not really a funny story, but it's more of like a.
I mean, it is
It's a
kind of
fucking-
funny.
It is kind of funny.
Yeah, it is.
But then again, you guys probably thinking, Reuben, how can you just fucking turn down a MILF? And don't get me wrong, she was good looking, but bearing in mind, I was like new to clubbing and shit like that, and I was just like, is this fucking normal? Like, I was just a young Reuben at that point, so it was like my mindset was a lot different. So yeah, that's a little story time.
The story of Reuben almost getting groomed. No, what is it called?
Getting groomed.
Is it groomed or is it
Yeah, groomed.
Okay, groomed.
Grubbed.
Yeah.
Grubbed.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Cradle snatch, literally.
Yeah, fuck me.
She wanted my fucking kids, man. I think that's what she wanted.
Lucky she didn't fucking spike you or some shit.
Yeah, true.
Fucking hell.
Fucking happens a lot in clubs.
Yeah, true, dude. That's so fucked up as well. I don't understand that.
Yeah, my
That's
friends have been
really
spiked a few times.
Oh, really?
It's so
Oh,
bad.
shit.
Yeah. It's been pretty bad.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you don't realize it. That's the bad thing.
Yeah, it just hits you, and you get confused as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But have you got any more questions other than?
No,
you got
not
any other
really. I'm
questions you
actually thinking about it. It's about time we end because I actually have to be up like super early tomorrow as well, like at
Yeah.
7.
Okay.
Like slothy boy needs to sleep.
Yeah, man. This
Yes,
has been
I actually
long
don't
one.
really have anything else unless Chad has something for you.
Still got 40 people in the chat.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any final questions they want to? What is spiked?
Okay.
Can't find it on Google.
It's when someone puts something in your drink, like drugs or like some kind of yeah. So if someone drug you, pretty much, like without you knowing it, putting something in your drink, it can be something to slow you, like to like knock you out, like a rape drug, or it can be like to get you hooked on something like ecstasy or like some shit like that. Yeah. So it's like fucking degenerates to do that shit. Get some fucking game instead of spiking women. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's like actually super common as well. Like it happens all the time. Like there's two kinds. There's the ones that they try and get a woman like super drunk so they can get with them. Then they can't really resist. And then there's the ones that try and get you hooked on drugs.
Yeah. You just get those weirdos that will drop like a few pills in your drink to like get you hooked.
Yeah, the worst part is if you mix some of the drugs with alcohol, it will fuck you up. Like you turn super sick and need to get fucking like your stomach pumped and shit. So you can literally die from getting spiked.
Yeah.
So it's
If you
really
don't,
fucked.
yeah, it's pretty fucked.
Well, Reuben, it was a pleasure having you on, getting to know you a little better. I look forward to chatting more with you in the future, whooping your ass in Mordhau. You know what it is.
Of course. I'll definitely still be playing Mordau.
Yeah, true. But thank you so much for coming on, man. It was really fun, and I hope the chat enjoyed as well.
Yeah, I had fun. Like, didn't feel like we've been going for like 2 hours. I've just felt like having a 10-minute conversation almost. It was good.
Yeah. Fucking 2 hours and 20 minutes now.
Yeah. How long was everyone else's podcast? Like
usually around an hour and 20 to 2 hours usually. Like I have like it's like an hour and 20, an hour and 40, something like that.
Oh, okay. So ours has probably gone over like the average.
Yeah, but I don't mind, I barely edit my my videos. It just comes out straight up. So you can get it like you can watch it on YouTube tomorrow probably. For Rocky and everyone else if you missed it. So yeah, it will be on YouTube. But yeah, I will see you around, Reuben. I'm gonna go to bed then.
Well, I'm gonna go stream with Petra, I think.
Oh, you're gonna go live and I'll raid you.
Oh, nice.
Were you gonna play League? Is it time
I
to
don't know,
run it?
actually. I think it might be either League or Mordhau. I think I'm gonna play Mordhau first. Then play League. I'll go live.
All right.
Yeah, I'll hop off and then let you close up your stream.
Yeah. All right. Cheers. See ya.
Cheers, Nikki. In a bit.